terribly hot in Kyiv, but probably you know this. This is how we live in Kyiv. And today is the 2nd of July 2026. Russian terrorists are attacking residential buildings and killing civilians. The 2nd of July, 22 innocent civilians killed, 9 reported as missing, and almost 100 wounded. And again, especially for my Zhiguli fan. Zhiguli in Kyiv. Hello everyone, greetings from the capital of freedom. In this video I will show you how we, ordinary residents of Kyiv, live in our city during the war. Today is the 2nd of July 2026, and last night the terrorist state of Russia launched another massive attack. Actually, some people say the largest ever attack, and not because of the number of drones, because of the number of ballistic missiles, and all of them were launched simultaneously. So as a result of this attack, 21 persons have been reported as killed by Russians, and almost 100 people were injured. But you know, as always, the death toll may increase because there are still many people who are trapped under the rubble. Right now it's 7 p.m. but our rescuers are still working. I decided not to go to the scenes of the attack because I'm not well. Okay, I don't want to talk about this. Let's talk about Russian legitimate military targets. You know, my favorite topic. So this time they were, so firstly, Russians ruined an electronics warehouse. Russians ruined a books warehouse. Russians destroyed several hotels at the center of Kyiv. As always, Russians hit, I don't know, dozens of residential buildings in Kyiv. Russians even damaged the main building of my university. Yeah, you know, that famous red building in the very center of Kyiv. What else? What else, my dear friends? I will show you this terrible night. Last night Russians hit a block of flats which is situated, like, I don't know, 100, maybe 200 meters from my block of flats. And last night many residents of my block of flats went onto the streets because, I don't know, I have never asked about their reasons. Maybe they don't want to die under the rubble, because last night the explosions were like ubiquitous. They were everywhere. Russians were launching their missiles from all directions. And this time my kids and Richie, last night my kids and I went outside, and when we approached that building on fire, we could hear some women screaming, and only later we got to know that really there was a woman who was crying and who found her dead son. Her son was 15 years old. His name was Nazar. And when everything started, like at 2 a.m., he decided to go to the balcony and to film Russian missiles. And there he was killed. I think it's the most terrible thing to hear heartbroken mother screaming, shouting, crying, and so Nazar, 15-year-old boy, an innocent Kievan boy. This is another Russian legitimate military target last night. As always, I will show you everything, my dear friends. That was a really terrible night. Actually, as always. The 2nd of July 2026, and the Russians hit the neighboring building. My God. Боже, все горить. Russians hit the residential building next to my house. Look here. Look at our hero Richie. Richie is chronicling Russian war crimes. My God. My God. People are still there. At this very moment, Russians are launching their missiles. 2 a.m. So that you understand, all shelters are overcrowded right now in Kyiv. Because I know some people would write like, go to a shelter. There is no space in Kyiv.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say we're murder free.
Знову циркони. Ага.
Оце не труба, брат.
Спускайте на...
So, the 2nd of July 2026, and we are talking about another Russian war crime. By the way, the 3rd of July is declared a day of mourning to commemorate all innocent victims of the Russian terrorists. But you know, yesterday, last night, it was the first day during these 5 years of the full-scale war when my kids asked me, like, "Mommy, let's go to a shelter," because those missiles were coming like from all the sides. But I responded, "What's the point? There is no room, there is no space in a shelter." We had a new record, 51 or 52,000 of Kievan residents spent last night in the Kievan metro. There is no space. I think it's such experience is even more traumatic, will be even more traumatic for my kids. But you know, my dear friends, I will tell you another story. Russians can be the best remedy when you are depressed, when you are very upset. Most of you know my story. For a few days, I have been visiting different doctors because I had serious problems with my spine, but I've never thought I had so serious, so dramatic problems. So last night, finally, I visited one Kievan, well-known Kievan Noira. Am I pronouncing this word correctly? So one surgeon, and he gave me his verdict, and his verdict was like, I needed that spinal surgery immediately, like urgently, because otherwise I would have even worse problems. And I was very upset. I was sitting at my kitchen alone and crying because, firstly, this surgery, this operation is extremely expensive. It costs more than $5,000, and I don't have such money. And secondly, the rehabilitation will last, I don't know, for 2 months or even more. So I have no idea what to do with my channel. For example, I can't film anymore. Yes, I have several videos. Maybe, my dear friends, maybe this is my last video. Yeah, maybe this is my last video. Actually, I have 2 or 3 videos from my village with our celebrity Baba Gala, and that's all. I don't know how to film. I don't know what to do. So I was sitting at my kitchen. I was very upset. Then I decided to go to bed, and then everything started. You know, like, show must go on. Russian missiles everywhere, explosions everywhere, buildings on fire. I forgot about everything. I forgot about my broken back. I forgot about all my problems. Can you imagine how many healthy people without spinal problems, Russia killed last night? These people were making plans for their future, but Ruski Mir came and just took their lives. Yeah.
В 18-м году была операция, да?
Да.
Возможно, придется вам еще раз сделать.
В поясничном отделе?
Может, не сейчас. Петля Глиссона слышали?
Угу.
Она вам в помощь на ближайшие полгода.
Now I have an official excuse for Baba Gala. My dear friends, this is my new reality. Yeah, Richie. Can you imagine me filming wearing this stuff? Oh my God. Yeah, village life is very dangerous and very traumatic. Да, Richie. I don't want to be sick. What about doing your morning exercises? Look at Tosik. Sport is very important in our life. Доктор, щось нове? Що це таке?
Там де, мені щось почали дрони приводити. Це такі макети. А ось все.
Балістичних ракет ще немає?
От там нові дрони.
В тому? Це прикольно.
Інший кабінет.
My dear friends, during these several days I have visited so many hospitals. Greetings to Baba Gala and digging in my village.
Такі.
А Kyiv – це назва імпланту?
Да. Вони такі.
Це такі в мене шурупи будуть, боже, в шиї?
Воно так стало і все. От знаєте, як керамічний зуб.
Угу.
Знаємо, що там якісь болти, але красиво виглядає. У вас буде ось так. Кераміка, титан, така накладка. Вони такі красиві. Зараз хочу знайти.
It seems tonight we'll have a lot of Russian missiles. I have never heard such sound. My God, it is so loud. Боже мой. Речь спать. Давай. Да, Риша. This is our response to Russian terrorists. My dear friends, 3 a.m. and Russians are still attacking us. They have hit several residential buildings in Kyiv. Richie is counting all the Russian missiles. Richie, you deserve some treats. Я вже чую їх. Що це? О, Боже. О! My God. It's very hard to breathe today in Kyiv. The air quality is terrible because there are still many fires in Kyiv. week is very expensive for ordinary Ukrainians. Yeah. Some people ask me about the reasons of my back problems. I don't know. My mom is sure that everything is because of the constant, of the permanent stress. And I think the main reason is that I was lifting, I was carrying all those heavy things in the village. You know, digging is our PhD's religion. Now it's time to pay. It's time to pay for everything. Yeah. Anyway, my dear friends, if there are no new videos on my channel, there is still a channel run by my kids, Richie and Tosik from Ukraine. My kids will be looked after my parents while I'm having that surgery and rehabilitation period. Okay, I don't want to plan anything. Anyway, I will be missing you, my Never Give Up community. But I have 2 videos, so for 2 weeks you won't notice my absence. 2. I think I will look a little bit strange in this village, but everyone thinks I'm a very weird Kyivan resident. Смотри, як там обвалилась стіна.
При чому тут стіна, блядь? Міша, блядь, хату трус. За цю хату, блядь, 3000, це потолок, блядь. Стіна. А угол так репнув, гайті штукатурнулася. Сильно перетомилася. Ось що поливала, бачиш, полила верхні листи. А бачиш?
My dear friends, you know me, and you know that I have never asked for any help for myself, like, please, I don't know, please buy me a new phone or a new laptop, or I desperately need a vacation. I always asked for help. I always asked for some food for our very angry birds, for some help to the front line. This is the first time I'm asking. Yeah, I hate asking for help. But this sum, I mean, the price for this surgery is absolutely crazy for me. My parents are pensioners, my kids are still small, so I'm absolutely alone in this world. I have only you to ask for help. So if you can help me, please, I desperately need, I have to find this money because the doctor said I should have this surgery like next week or in a week. I'm not looking at you. I hate asking for help. Yeah, please. Okay. Okay, my dear friends. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. Thank you for watching. I forgot this final phrase, my God. Thank you for watching. Pray for Ukraine. And goodbye. And never, never, never give up.
There can't be no light if darkness don't exist. He never left my side. He showed me the way out of all the storms raging at the sea. He gave me back my life. I owe him everything.